community rules under this section 5 that says, and this is the rule for men of the community who have, look at this, Shepherd, freely pledged themselves to be converted from all evil and to cling to all his commandments according to his will. And so this comes down to an area where we're dealing with stiff-neckedness, we're dealing with stubbornness. Now, I want y'all to listen to this, because when you think about loving Yah, and I go back to what I said earlier about zeal, about how much love do you have for the Most High Yah. See, you would know when people are truly trying to live for Yah by the way they put off all of these fleshly desires of this current world, how they put off all appearances of evil. Are y'all hearing me? Because that's highly important, and what you want, and what it's like I was telling the saints the other day before I read this. I said you got to understand that you yourself, you don't really see yourself, and you don't really know where you're still dealing in the old manner of men, or the old man, the old flesh that you were. Because on us as leaders, we have to we have to really position ourselves to be ready to point those things out so that you rid yourself of evil. All right, that's what being converted is. Watch this. It says, no man shall walk in stubbornness of his heart, so that he strays after his heart and his eyes and evil inclination, but shall circumcise in the community the foreskin of evil inclination and of stiffness of neck, that he may lay a foundation of truth for Israel, for the community of the everlasting covenant. And so people don't even understand that, this is what you're committing yourself to also. So you're not, from a fleshly standpoint, people are looking to move into a community to further appease the flesh by getting away from something in the world, where getting in the community is your opportunity. It's your opportunity to rid your flesh of evil, because this is where rebuke's supposed to be the highest. This is where standard is supposed to be the highest. This is where you're supposed to iron sharpen iron, like Pastor Dow says all the time. And when you come together to be able to do this, you know, this is where you're going to see yourself. Like I tell, we was talking one time and I was asking people, I said, why do you, when rebuke come, why do you get angry? Why do you get upset when correction comes? And people know that it's in their flesh. They know it's a part of their flesh. But what you got to understand, that it's a great consequence for it to be in your flesh. That's what you got to understand. That's what we got to become, and not allow people to stay in these places, because people are comfortable staying with these little attitudes and these little things that they like doing. They people like bucking up. People like saying little sly comments. They like hiding around corners, talking and discussing things that shouldn't even be mentioned in the community among the congregation of Israel. And see, that's what my thought is. That's why this blows my mind, because Yahshua is coming back. Watch this. For a assembly, a church, a people without a spot or a blemish. How you gonna get the spots and the blemish off if we just stay the same? If there's no level of rebuke that you got to submit yourself to. And I got some other stuff we're going to read later on, but I just wanted to say that because there has to be a standard, a high standard, a standard not forcing people against their will, because what we read here is that these people agreed to come into covenant. And that's what I thought this was. When I came, I thought we was agreeing. I said, you know what? The church is not rebuking on this level. All right. The church is not moving in this capacity. So when I saw what we were doing here, I knew instantly that we were doing something great. We were doing something righteous, because we brought ourselves to a place where finally the word is being walked out. The word is we, because I've been in church so many years, and everybody says you got to live by the word, but I was trying to figure out, when are we going to start living by the word? Because I'm reading this and none of this looks like the word. None of the churches that I've been to. All right. And so just bringing it out again, right here says, and in this, he said, and this is the rule for men of the community who have freely pledged themselves to be converted. So this is what this was about. You was pledging yourself to this. You was pledging yourself to a level of righteousness that was going to allow you to hold fast to your covenant, your agreement that you said you was going to do. And that's what people ain't realizing. That's the exchange. You evaluate, and you have evaluated. If I walk like this, this is what's going to allow me to really make an honest effort at eternal life. And is that worth everything? Well, guess what? In the book, a man came to the field, found a treasure, sold all he had, and came back and got. See, all those things that make sense to me, because I know is it worth me living in the world and still having these enjoyments and all these things that the world has to offer, or what is the price of me living set apart? I've evaluated that. That's what people haven't evaluated. I'm done.